What's up once again, YouTube? Making another video. Today's been a good day. I'm going to kind of talk about the art of not letting go of your sexual fluids, also known as celibacy, also known as no FaP, why you should practice it, benefits, and of course my experience with the 3 or 4 years on and off experience that I have. Alright, so I want to start off by saying celibacy, or not letting go of your sacred fluids, your sacred sexual fluids, is a martial arts practice. And there is a lots of information and lots of benefits to empower the individual with this practice. And I feel compelled to share this because this is something that really changed my life. So I'm hoping I can inspire other people that are into tapping into the mind in some way or shape or form. And this is something you really would like to consider, regarding the fact that it's a great tool to empower the individual. So, celibacy, or the art of not letting go of your sexual fluids. Alright, so again, I'm going to start off by saying it's a martial arts practice. A lot of people who fight, or, boxers, people that do UFC, or even just people who practice martial arts, they understand this practice is a way to not just build testosterone and become stronger, but develop a stronger sense of mental capacity or willpower. And yeah, it's not just celibacy, or not letting go of your sexual fluids, is not just a concept of physical concept. It actually does greatly benefit not just your physical, but your mental and your spiritual capacity. Alright, so I'm just going to ramble away and give you guys my authentic self, because that's how I like to make my videos. But I'm just going to share with you a little bit of what I experienced with celibacy. So yeah, for me, what got me into celibacy, I didn't know anything about it, but I just had that knowing that if I even since I was a kid, like, I had a knowing that if I ceased from masturbation, that it would just benefit my life in so many different ways. Don't understand why I had that knowing in me, but I did. But it only when I was, so when I was 19 years old, I was in love with somebody, who I thought I was in love. I had an attachment towards somebody, and I got my heart broken in the end. And I didn't want anything to do with females after that happened. I just wanted to work on myself. And after I got over that breakup, I almost had like my sacral chakra just shut down. Like, I just didn't care about sexuality at that time. After I got out of a hard relationship, I just wanted to work on myself, and that's what I did. I didn't know anything about celibacy and its benefits after that breakup, but I just, again, didn't want anything to do with females, or I had my mind so far away from females and sexuality, sexual stuff after that hard relationship. And yeah, that's how it started for me. And I went like 6 months without releasing my sexual fluids. And yeah, what happened with me was I developed a stronger connection of self, or being, and it was quite special the way I felt. Like, after I went 6 months without releasing, I developed this sacred space within me where I felt almost like I found myself again, or found myself for the first time, or was really happy of my being, to the point where I felt like, it's like, what I'm talking about is like self-love. Like, I've never felt that before until I started practicing the art of celibacy, and changed my life completely. This is why I want to share with you beautiful souls the art of not letting go of your sexual fluids. So another thing, so like the main thing I experienced was finding myself, or finding that whole meaning of what self-love actually is. So yeah, I just felt so connected to myself that I was so strong that other people seen it in me, and a lot of people at that time were asking me like, "What's going on with you? Like, you seem so happy. Like, did you meet somebody?" Or and again, at the time, I didn't even know about celibacy. I didn't know about its benefits, but I know how I was feeling around that time. I got into the looking up information about no FaP after that, but yeah, I made it it had to be like 5 or 6 months. Like I remember at that time, I didn't even pop an erection for like 6 months straight. Because again, I came out of a hard relationship. I didn't want anything to do with females or relationships. I just wanted to work on myself because I got my heart broken, and I didn't care about girls at that time. I was just trying to repair a damaged heart, and that's what was going on. But yeah, after going 6 months, I remember getting a lot of attention from other females, and at that time I also remembered I was just feeling really good about myself. I wasn't having, you know how we have our days where we feel insecure, and we have also our days where we feel really confident in ourselves, but I was experiencing a lot more confident days, like no insecurities, and I felt really spiritually on point, where I was rubbing it everywhere with other people, and people were seeing it within me. And at that time, again, I was like a chick magnet, and a lot of females were giving me a lot of attention for whatever reason. Put it this way, if there's any other way to strengthen the mind, it'd probably be to say no to these animalistic like urges that we get, where, you know, we want to put on porno. It's not easy to really tell your animalistic like self no when you have those urges, those sexual natural urges that we get when we want to, you know, have fun and turn on porno. But yeah, if there's any way again to strengthen the mind and your will, it'll be resisting that temptation. And it's not easy. It's not easy at first. I know it wasn't for me. Like, I remember I couldn't even make it a week. And I completed a week, and then I turned on the porno. And then, of course, I don't give up. I'll make it 2 weeks after that, and then I'll screw up. And then, you know, I'll make it another 3 weeks, and then screw up. And I made it all the way up to 6 months. And every time I make it to the 5 months, 6 months, I always feel this spiritual armor that emerges out of nowhere, where my skin's glowier, which is another benefit that a lot of people don't talk about. Because, you know, coming from a energetic perspective, when we let go of our sexual fluids, we're letting go of a part of our energetic insides, so to speak. Or, you know, the more you keep your sexual fluids within you, the more of yourself you're going to have. As opposed to releasing your sexual fluids, you're going to be releasing parts of yourself, or parts of you. So you hold it all in, you become more of yourself. If that makes sense. But when there's more of yourself within you, you're going to... Well, let me bring it back, or let me come from a different perspective, or a different angle. But if your sexual energy is your spiritual energy, and you keep releasing your sexual energy, which everybody does, and there's nothing wrong with it either. There's nothing wrong with fapping, and there's nothing wrong. It's not evil or anything. It's just a choice what the individual wants to do, whether it's celibacy or not practicing celibacy. So your sexual energy is your spiritual energy. And if you can hold or tame that beast within you and hold your sexual energy, don't release it, you're going to build, or you're going to use that sexual energy and you're going to use it for other areas of your body, your spiritual body or creativity. You know, you're maybe a poet, or you like to rap, or you like to sing, or you like to make music, or whatever your hobby is, whatever the case may be, you're an artist. If you hold in your sexual energy, you're going to be able to bring more of that artist in you. And you're going to be able to just become a better artist, whatever your hobby is, or whatever. Even basketball, you know, if you like to play ball, I guarantee you go celibate for a couple months, you're gonna notice how better you're gonna get while playing basketball, for example, or whatever the case may be. And there's a reason for that. And again, our sexual energy is our spiritual energy. And if you hold on to all that sexual energy, you can use it to other areas of the body, even manifestation, if that's something you're looking to complete in your life, just manifesting abundance or whatever. And you know, I can only speak for guys, of course, but you know, guys, you guys know what happens when you're releasing your sexual fluids too much often. You know, we get weak, we get irritable, you know, we wake up in the morning, we don't want to be around people, we feel socially awkward, or we're not at our best, so we choose not to be around people and we'd rather stay home, taking more naps. You know, our willpower is diminished. Like, we got no willpower, right? Mom tells us to take the trash out. Even a simple task like that feels so hard, you know, just because we feel that internal fatigue, which, guys, we really experience that. You can you guys know that, right? You know, we have a weekend where we go crazy on porno. That Monday we're at work, we're feeling like, just like, you guys know what I'm talking about. I don't got to keep going. But yeah, there's actually something, if you don't release your sexual fluids for a long period of time, it becomes the opposite. You have more willpower. Mom tells you to take the trash out. That task seems so easy that you run to that kitchen, you grab that trash bag, you tie it down, you run down the little stairs, you throw it down like, yes, I did it. You don't feel that fatigue, as opposed to like if you're releasing all the time, you feel that, oh, come on, Mom, just give me a second, okay? I'll do it in a few. I don't feel spiritually right to take the trash out, Mom. But that's what happens. That's how we feel, or whatever. But that goes away. That goes away. And like, of course, we live in a country where they bombard us with sexual imagery. It's almost like the government, or I like to call it the energy extraction matrix. They want us to be releasing our spiritual power. And most people do. Most people never experience going 2 months, their whole lives, practicing celibacy. And there's nothing wrong with sex. Sex is so beautiful. And I'm not saying to go no FaP for your whole life. What I'm saying is keep a nice balance. Don't be that average Joe and release twice a week or 3 times a week, or whatever the case may be. Be a spiritual badass and go a couple months, or even 6 months, and then release. If you're not seeing anybody, practice it. Trust me, it's going to benefit all areas of your life. And you're going to feel amazing, powerful. And share with people how you feel in this process or whatever. A lot of people are not going to be ready for this information, but a lot of people are as well. And just be the change you want to see. Like, you're going to really feel, you're going to feel incredibly powerful and you're going to rub it against other people. People are going to ask you what's going on in your life and how come I'm not feeling the way you're feeling. Share with people what you're doing. This is how we're going to change the world. Be the change you want to see in the world. But it's really powerful, and I guarantee you guys, you're going to find yourself, you're going to have a whole reawakening. Right? You're going to have a renewal of the mind, body, and spirit. And it's just, I really hope I can really inspire a lot of you young people who are in that know this knowledge. Because when I was I didn't have an older brother or a spiritual person to tell me about this. You know, I learned this 21 years old. I'm 30 years old now. But I've been diving deep with it on and off. And yeah. So another thing about no FaP, let's see, it definitely is going to open up your memory. If you are a person who got bad memory, I know for a fact, again, with the whole idea of releasing yourself, which is releasing your light or your energy or your sexual fluids, all the same thing, you're going to build your memory. If you don't, you're going to have a stronger sense of memory. I know I experienced that. I remember one time a person gave me a phone number, and I realized how easy it was to memorize that phone number because my phone was dead at the moment when they gave me the number. And I memorized it, and when I got home I wrote it down, and I couldn't believe how I memorized somebody's phone number. That was something I was never able to do. And that was around the same area of my life while I was practicing, and I've gone 5 months celibate. Another thing I noticed, I do sing here and there on my own time. I don't sing for people. But I noticed every time I go months and months without releasing my sexual fluids, that my pitch of my voice or my vibration of my voice, it becomes more in tune, and it makes it easier for me to really sing. Because I mean, I don't sing. I only sing pretty much when I'm feeling really good inside, and everything just comes out perfect. But when I go no FaP for a long time, I always have those days where I feel good every day, and I really feel good. And you know, most of the time when I'm having those days, I'm always throwing on my favorite tunes, and I'm just really feeling it inside, and everything just comes out perfect. So I know that's something that happens every time I go months and months and months celibate. Another really important thing that why I like to practice celibacy, because it makes me feel physically stronger. I know when I go long periods of time no FaP, when I walk up the stairs to get home, I know that it just feels a lot easier, where I want to skip like 4 steps at a time as I'm going up the staircase. And it's always when I'm doing long periods of time no FaP. And of course, if you so much information online about no FaP when it comes to working out, where the only reason why people want to practice no FaP is to build testosterone, become more stronger, so it's easier to build your muscle while you're going to the gym or whatnot. And a lot of boxers know that it builds testosterone, and you're going to become a better fighter when you practice no FaP. But yeah, that's real. That's a real thing. Like when you practice no FaP, you're going to notice especially your lower body, your legs start to feel stronger all of a sudden, where you can kick harder, or when you're walking up the stairs, you can notice yourself skipping steps. And there's a reason for that. According to traditional Chinese medicine, they teach how that we build this type of oil inside of our bones called the cerebral fluid. That's like in some, I don't know too much about the science, but I know that this oil that we carry in our bones is in some type of relationship with our sexual fluids. And if you hold in all your sexual fluids for a long time, you can build your bone density, because this oil fills up in your skeletal system, in your bones. And real strength comes from bone density, not muscles. So you can literally build your bone density by practicing no FaP, where you're going to start to feel stronger and more stronger bones, which is pretty cool. You know, if you like to work out, or you like to play basketball, or whatever the case may be, you're going to become more solid. You're going to have a more solid foundation, and it's going to put you ahead of everybody else who's not practicing no FaP. So yeah, this is already 20 minutes on this video. I'm probably going to make a part 2. I'm going to end this video now. This definitely, most definitely will be a part 2. That I know I missed out on a lot of things, but I feel, Spirit feels like I should stop this video now. I don't want to make it too long. It's 20 minutes, so I want to break it down. So yeah, if you really like this video, please hit like, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. There's going to be a lot more videos when it comes to self-development. I am the High Vibe Generator. I hope you like this video, and I'll see you on my next video. See you later.